Hi guys, Mr. K here again. And after hearing the story about the Artist of the Month, Mary Cassatt, it's time for us to do our final Artist of the Month artwork. Now we're going to do something that is very similar to the style that Mary Cassatt would do. And we learned from in the book and we saw from the examples of her artwork, her favorite subject matter was painting mothers, and their babies and their children, mostly mamas and their babies. That was what she loved to paint the most. And so we are going to do that. And it'll make for a very special calendar artwork for the month of May, because the month of May we celebrate Mother's Day and all mothers. So let's go ahead and start this. Now I need to show you, now you remember the artwork that is in the style of Mary Cassatt, and that is this is Mary Cassatt when she was an older lady right down here. And this is one of her artworks, and look how that mama is looking down and the baby is there touching the mama's cheek. We're going to do something just like that. And so this is the one that I came up with last year, and I think we're going to do it again this year. And look at that. Look how that mama is looking down at her baby, and the beautiful flower pattern on the mama's dress. So we're going to do something very similar to this, and we're going to color it. And you guys will get a chance to do whatever colors you want in the background, and whatever colors your mom's hair, what color hair they have, and some sort of beautiful pattern on the mama's dress, because Mary Cassatt liked to do that. She liked to show those beautiful fabrics, with floral prints and stuff. So let's go ahead and get started on this. So Mr. K is going to put this down so I can see last year's, and hopefully we'll be able to do this and you guys will be able to see from here. Now I'm going to start with if you have a regular piece of paper, you can have it kind of sitting horizontally, because that's how we're going to mount it on our calendar. But, does the mama have a bigger head than the baby? Yes, she does. So what we're going to do is we're going to start, and we don't want it straight up and down. We want it tilted just a little bit. So if my pin was here, the mama's head is going to be tilted like this as she looks down at her baby, okay? And then the baby's head is going to be tilted this way. So they're going to be kind of like that. So I'm going to start with a nice oval. I want to start with an oval for the mom's head. Now, I'm doing mine in a marker, but you can do yours in a pencil or a crayon, whatever you like and stuff. And then I'm going to put an ear on this side for the mama. And I'm going to do an ear on this side for the mama. And I'm going to do the little folds that are in our ears right here, this little curve right in there. I'm going to do it just like this. And one on this side. I'm not going to go all the way down. And maybe just one more there. And one more little curl there. Good. Now, I'm going to keep the mama's hair back in the style that Mary Cassatt would show a mama who's been working and doing things, taking care of the family. So, I'm going to go and do what is like the front of her hairline here. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm just going to go to the middle, and then to this way. So it kind of goes up, zoop, like two upside down rainbows like that. And then the mama would probably have her hair pulled back into a bun. Her long hair would be pulled up. So I'm going to do like a bun up on the top of her hair up there. Okay? Now, right in the center of the face right there, I'm going to do, right about here, right level with the middle of the ears, I'm going to do kind of an upside down rainbow and an upside down rainbow. These are going to be the mama's eyes. And we don't see the mama's eyeballs because she's looking down at her baby. So we see them as just that look like they're upside down rainbows like that. And then in the middle, right here, I'm gonna just do a little, another one that looks just like that shape, but a little one. That's the bottom of her nose. That's this bottom part right here of her nose. And then Mama is smiling at her baby, so I'm gonna do a nice smile like that. And I'll just put little tiny creases on the side, just like that. She's looking down at her baby. And we'll wait to do the eyebrows, because we'll do the eyebrows in the color of whatever color your mama's hair is gonna be. We'll do the eyebrows the same way there. So we have the mama's face, and see how it's tilted, kind of at an angle, because she's relaxed and looking down. And then what we want to do is, remember, a mama has an adult size head. The baby's head is going to be smaller and a little bit more round and stuff. But we want the baby's head to almost touch the mama's head right there. She's going to be nuzzling the baby. So I want to start right about here, and I want it to be maybe about that big, a little baby's head. And I'm gonna give the baby a little ear over here on the side with a little curl, like that. And then babies' faces, their features, their nose and their eyes and stuff are smaller. They're closer together in their face. Only when we get bigger do we do our features kind of fill into our face. So what I wanna do is I'm gonna make the baby little upside down eye, kind of close, little tiny button nose, like that. And of course, a little smile like that. And I'm gonna give the baby a little curl in the hair like that, okay? And when I do the color, I might go and do a little hairline like that on the baby, and maybe a little hairline like that, okay? And maybe a little curl in the back. We'll see. Okay, now the baby is gonna be wrapped up in like a baby blanket. Like when you came home from the hospital, you had like a baby blanket on you. So kind of the arms all tucked in and in. So I'm gonna make the baby have like this. Like a little cocoon, a little wrapped little blankie like that. Now the mama, I'm gonna make the mama have a nice big shoulder area, like she's holding the baby around like this. So I'm gonna start from this spot right here, and I'm just gonna go right off the page. And I know mama's gonna look really big, but that gives me a chance to do some beautiful flowers on her outfit. And then over here, I'm gonna start from here, and I'm just gonna go right off like that. And I have my beautiful mama with her baby, just like that. Okay, so now we get to color this beautiful painting of the mama and the baby. And so, just like we did with all of our drawings this year, we're gonna start with the skin tone. And the skin tone with this mama, we're gonna just tickle the paper with a light color. It must have been so much fun to paint mamas and their babies the way Mary Cassatt did. She always knew what her favorite thing to paint and draw was, and she had plenty of models that she could work from. She'd have her friends and her family over. So I've got the mama and I've got the baby, and I want to do the baby. Give the baby skin tone right about to there. Depending on what color your baby is going to have for the little hair like that, I could put a little bit of yellow up in there like that. And my mom had brownish, blackish hair. So I'm not going to, but you have to decide. Go take a walk across the house and look at mama's hair. That's what color you're gonna do this mama's hair, okay? So that your mama can look at it and say, oh, oh, that's such a beautiful drawing of me that you did there. So I'm gonna go back in and I now need my orange crayon. And in order to give our skin tone that beautiful, rich, peachy color, I'm going to just tickle lightly, light. I don't want mama to look like she has a tangerine or mandarin face. I want it to just go, I'm just tickling, going around, nice and light, so I get that nice peachy. Now I'll do, just like you guys know, you know how Mr. K does this, I'm gonna do a little bit harder in certain areas, but you see how I'm giving the mama a nice peachy look now? That gives her that nice, rich, peachy look. And I'll do the baby too. The baby needs to have a peachy color. And by putting the orange on top of the yellow, I get that nice peachy color. Okay, so now to give that mama, and let's see if it, there you go. Sometimes the light makes it too bright. So now you can see it's a little bit more peachy color. Now, I want to go back in and do a little bit more orange on the top of the ears, because that's where mom would be out in the sun, and a little bit more on the tip of the nose, like that, and on the cheeks, just like this. I want to just tickle, so I get a little bit more orange in those cheeks. I don't want her to look like a clown or anything, but I want her to have a little bit more color there. You can see how it looks like she's been out in the sun maybe, and sitting and playing with her little baby. So I'm gonna do that. And the baby can have a little bit more color, maybe just a little on the nose. And the baby doesn't get too much sun, a little bit on the ear maybe, just like that, just a little bit more color. Okay, so like I said, you have to decide what color your mama's hair is gonna be. My mama's hair was a nice brown color. So I'm gonna start with brown, and I'm gonna do brown. Your mom might have blonde hair. Your mom might have black hair. Your mom might have red hair. You have to decide what your mama's hair looks like. So I have a light brown right there, but then my mom had it where when it went around to the edge, we want it to look like it goes around into shadow. So it's going to be darker. I'm gonna press a little darker with the brown right on the sides and up here too. Right where that bun goes down in that area up behind the top of the head, that's gonna be a little darker too, like that. See that? And then, let's see, I'm gonna do a little darker over here, like that. So give it that shape that you know that when a sphere turns a corner, goes around the edge, you're gonna get it a little darker there. So I'm gonna do it like that. Because the light is hitting up here, and as it goes around, it gets darker over here. Now, I need to give my mom some eyebrows there, so I'm gonna just go like this with the brown, and just do like a rainbow this way, and a rainbow this way, just like that. A little rainbow of brown this way, and a little rainbow, and I can go down a little bit like this to almost touch the sides of the eyes right there. See how I do that? Now I'm gonna put a little bit of black in there too. Now when I was a baby, I had brown hair too. So I'm gonna do a little bit of brown hair on that baby. And I actually had hair, so. Can you tell I had hair as a baby? So I'm gonna put a little bit of brown right on the back here and make it go lighter up on the top up there, just like that for the baby. Okay, now I'm gonna take a little bit, because my mom had darker hair, I'm gonna go with just a little bit of black and darken right in there. And I'm gonna do a little bit of black just in this area down here. It's gonna look like it gets a little darker as it goes down around the side of the hair. See that? Maybe I'll just put a little bit over here, but not too much. And I'm gonna put just a little bit of black over that brown for the eyebrows, because my mom had darker eyebrows like that. And maybe I might have had a little bit darker hair, so I'll go down here like this as the baby and give myself a little bit darker hair right in here. Not too much. There. Okay, so I have the mama. She's looking tenderly down at her little baby. Now comes the fun part. Now, I was wrapped up in a blue blanket when I came home from the hospital and stuff, so maybe I'd do a blue blanket on there. That's what I did on the other one. And so I'm gonna just do a quick blue. Let's just get that pattern. And you know, sometimes when you come home from the hospital, they either have a pink or a blue, but you decide. You can do your baby blanket in any color you like. This is your artwork, your mama, you get to do it in whatever color you like. So, if you want to put a pattern on your baby blanket, you can do that too. You can put some kind of pattern or color or whatever. I'm gonna make it a little darker as it goes around this back side. Like we said, the baby's head would cause a shadow right here, so that's gonna be a little darker right under the chin, like that. And then it would go darker here, but it would probably be lighter in this main area here. Light would hit it like that, and it makes it look like it's a little, see, darker on this side where it goes around to the back, and lighter right here in the front. So it looks like it has that shape of a sphere. Now, Mary Cassatt loved to do beautiful flower patterns on the dresses and stuff. So if I did this like I did last year, I'm going to do a soft, let's see, maybe I'll do a soft yellow for my mama's dress, because I know my mom loved yellow. So I'm gonna first start off with just doing a big area of yellow. Now I'm gonna stop at this part. You can do your mama's dress however you wanna decorate it. Your impression of what it's gonna look like. You can do roses, you can do flowers, you can do whatever you think your mama's dress would look like. So I'm gonna do yellow on mine. I'm gonna give it a nice, and I'm gonna do it kind of in an impressionistic way like this. I'm gonna give it some nice, it doesn't have to be perfectly colored, because you remember in those pictures, those that I showed you of Mary Cassatt's artwork, her dress, she took her paint and she stroked her canvas with in an impressionistic manner, meaning she kind of felt what it looked like. She saw what it looked like, and she just did her impression of it. So here I have a beautiful yellow dress, and I'm gonna do some beautiful roses. So I'm gonna just make a curly rose and another curly rose. Let's see. And another curly rose. I'm just gonna do a field of beautiful roses. I'll go back and do some little greenery on those roses too. But see how quickly? I'm not trying to do every little tiny petal on the rose perfectly. I'm doing my impression of a rose. So my impression of a rose is it's a squirrely, swirly, beautiful, red pattern. So I'm just gonna go all around. Just like if you bought this fabric in a fabric store, you would see it would have these roses all over probably in an even pattern all over. See how Mr. K's just doing? I'm just squiggling a line really quick like this. See how I did that? And I'll go back to these and make these a little darker red in the center where the rose would be darker. And look at that beautiful pattern of roses. Now, if I go back and I take my green, I can just go on the side and just do a little stem and some little leaves coming off. Just make some little leaves on each one, and that makes it look like a rose. See those? Look at those beautiful roses. And I know your mom would love, I bet all of your moms wear some sort of shirt or dress that has, or pajamas, that has beautiful flowers on it. So you have to go and maybe see what kind of outfit you remember your mom. And I'm gonna do some stems coming down. I'll just do flick some stems like that too. Just like when we did our plant unit. So you can see, this is kind of fun. I can just do all sorts of, I'm just making like scribbles. But because I know that this is a dress, these are probably leaves and flowers, even though they're not precise looking leaves and flowers. See how that looks like a beautiful pattern, a beautiful fabric that Mama's wearing? Now, for the background, you can do whatever colors you like in the background. You can do whatever. Since I did yellow here, yellow and purple are called complementary colors. That means they look really good together. So I think if I just take my time and I'm gonna just do, well, I don't want to take my time too much because do you remember how Mary Cassatt did her brush strokes? They were kind of like this. You could really see the brush stroke. So I want to see my crayon marks. See how Mr. K's kind of, I'm using my crayons like Mary Cassatt would use her brush. And I'm just kind of slashing at the, I can go this way, I can go this way, and it gives it kind of an impression and energy to the painting. And so I've got that purple. I might go a little darker right next to the mama, so it really makes her really stand out. And it would get probably darker behind the figure, so I could go a little darker right next to that yellow. Make it like that. Look at that, how that makes that just pop out. It makes this nice line of yellow really pop out right there. See how this side pops out more than this side? Because I did this is light and there's a lot of white paper showing. The darker you do right up against that yellow, see, makes Mama makes the whole figure of Mama pop out on this side. See that? So I'm gonna do it on this side too. Because I want the person who sees my artwork, I really want them to see the figure. The most important part of this painting or this drawing is right here. Right, the two faces, right there. This is extra. This is beautiful, but that's not the most important thing. That's not where I want the viewer to, I don't want their eyes to just get lost out in this field out here. I want them to look right at the mama and baby's face. And the love that is, you can obviously see between that mama and her baby. Just like you guys and your mamas. So look at that. I have that beautiful purple behind there. If you wanted to add a little bit more color to the purple, you can go ahead and put some blue in it too. Or whatever colors you choose. you can put a little bit of vari-color in like this to give it some extra color. Like look at that blue with the purple. That looks good. I like that. Just slashing here and there, my impressions, just like that. And there is Mr. K with his mom. So, I hope you guys enjoyed doing this. This is our last artist of the month. I can't believe it. So we learned so many oh, Frida's in here with me. No, Frida, you be quiet. She's barking. She can hear a tractor outside. So, I think she wants to teach about Mary Cassatt. We learned about Mondrian. You remember that artist of the month? And we learned about Georgia O'Keeffe with her flowers. Henri Matisse. Kandinsky, who could hear colors. And let's see, Jean Miro. And who else did we learn about? We had so many artists of the month. It was incredible. Jean Miro was one of my favorites. And then Jackson Pollock with his action painting. That was awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed doing this artwork of Mary Cassatt. Look up her artwork more and more. It's very beautiful. It's wonderful. And so this will go at the top of your calendar. We'll do the calendar grid this week, and then you can put it, you'll fill in your numbers for May, and this is the artwork that'll go up above. All right? Okay, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.